Along perilously steep paths, Black Rayla led the Queen and company towards Mahakam, the dwarven homeland. There, among snow-capped peaks, someone awaited.
Rayla, you brought strangers.
Gabor, I present to you Maeve, Queen of Lyria and Rivia.
Ah, a queen. Crivens. Well then,
A large shadow swept across the sky. The dwarf swallowed the rest of his greeting as all raised their gazes to see a dragon soar swiftly toward Mount Carbon.
Keltilis, dinna be afeard, he isn't a threat to us.
The dwarf had broken the silence gently, he himself quite familiar with this altogether unusual sight.
And now, sit yourselves down afore the pottage grows cold.
But... Flew... Drake?
Stone shrivelling marvel, innit? Makes you almost sad the lizards are dying out.
Should you not worry more about the fate of your brethren? That creature will soon have all Mahakam aflame.
Ha! Keltilis? No! He's lived here centuries. Harmless for the most part. Now, your grace. A taste?
No, none. Though your offer of repast I value, good sir.
Oh, no need of that. Gabor, please. Enchanted to make your acquaintance.
Gabor here's a true local notable, from one of Mahakam's leading clans, the Zigrins. But then he wouldn't be our guide if he wasn't. A guide for all important guests.
A pleasure. And as I said, I thank you for your hospitality, but I've no time to feast now. I must speak to your ruler at once.
Don't mean no offence, but Elder-in-Chief Bruverhoog's a recluse of sorts, as humans go. Didn't even meet the ones that wear crowns. But I suppose I could, meaning if you drafted a letter...
Her Majesty's got Demoven's signet, given willingly.
Ah. Well, that's a sheep of a different sort. We didn't let many human folk into Mahakam, and for good reason. So those who we let come through the second gate get blindfolded. Just after they've surrendered their arms at the first. But you've the leaden ring. Given one of your kind to confirm trust and amity. So, we're certain we can treat you as one of our own. Elder-in-Chief's in the pass visiting. Looking to his flock. Come on. No reason you two shouldn't jabber right quick.
Though the Lyrian infantry rose half an ell taller than the dwarf, he moved with remarkable ease through the waist-high snow, while those behind him slipped and stumbled on the ice-slick rocks. Maeve and Rayla trailed the party, so they might speak in private.
Gabor Zigrin.
The ring. However did Demavend come to possess it?
Elder-in-Chief himself gave it to him, years ago. A decade, perhaps more.
Why?
Oh, you must have heard the tale, Your Grace. You see, formerly, Foltest of Temeria's sovereign of Mahakam, he believed it was his right to tax any land lands, so he sent collectors. Well, the dwarves felt stripped, so they stripped the collectors down to their natural state. Put them in beer barrels, they then rolled down the mountainside.
Ah, my. That incited Foltest's ire, I'm sure.
Indeed, Ember hot ire. A punitive expedition was assembled immediately. We're about to set off when Demoven managed to dissuade Foltest. Elder-in-Chief gave him the ring in thanks.
I see it all now. Prevented Mahakam's slaughter, Demoven did.
Your Majesty, Demoven prevented a slaughter, true. But Foltest's in the Temerians, not the dwarves. Mahakam and fortifications. Well, you'll soon see. No human will take them, ever.
The Elder's gratitude, then? Not certain I know where it came from.
Had the dwarves crushed the Temerians? No, when they had done so, what would have happened? Why, retaliation against all non-humans in Temeria. Bruver knew this, so in fact, Demoven saved them.
Exceptionally provident, the Elder-in-Chief.
And shrewd as a swarm of snakes. So when you speak, beware his hiss and weigh your every word.
Non-humans you despised immensely, I believed.
Just go ahead, tell.
They don't bother me a bit. Long as they stay in their lands, seek fortune nowhere else. I detest only those who infest our cities, humbly insist on belonging to our guilds, holding office in our institutions, armies.
Yet some find a place for themselves, blending marvellously.
Well, it's never lasting. They're different, odd. Strain's inevitable. And then they'll always stab a human in the back.
Rayla, your aid proved an unexpected bounty.
I received orders. I fulfilled them to their end.
My, I see. And what will you do now?
Our paths diverge, not more. I return home now, where new orders surely await.
Demavent has fled to the Redanian court, where he shall cower and not show his mug until spring has sprung. You know this. Would you not prefer to remain in my ranks? Fight the Black Ones bound at the hip?
No, Your Grace.
You have no love for me, do you?
We are not of the same stock, Your Grace, so it's hardly my place to...
Stock and place be ploughed. We must speak from our hearts. Two women, no enmity. Tell me why. I did something you could not abide.
Lots. You did lots, Meave.
It was what you did not do, rather. In Edern, you were far too lenient on those elves. As you are ever, prepared to forgive, extend clemency.
What would you have me do? Let you cleanse, rid the wood of all non-humans?
Wickedness demands wickedness. Blood calls for blood.
Very well, Rayla. Then go and drink of it if you must.
Lips pursed, eyes locked, Meave and Rayla took each other's measure a last time. The warrior then bowed in a manner some might think excessively courtly, turned on her heel, and rode off down a slope. Meave gazed after her until she disappeared behind a snowbank, then gave her mount a solid dose of her heels, and rode on, irked as a hare in a briar patch.
That's okay, we didn't need her anyway.
Your Grace, I have a message for your eyes only.
I guess you're going to camp. Oh, lots to do here. Alright. Units excluding artifacts will take up 25% less recruit cap. Increase the gold cost of creating units by 25%. Increase recruit cap to 300. Each unit gains 1 armor at the start of battle. Each unit gains 2 armor at the start of battle. Zeal. What's Zeal do again? Can't remember. Oh, this means your ability immediately. That's right. Loyal. Gain 1 charge. Order. Damage an enemy and all enemies with the same power by 1. It's pretty good. Sort of. Repeat Sapper Plus. Damage unit by 4 if it was destroyed. Repeat this ability. That's pretty good. Lyrian had Juke Plus to play 1. Give 1 charge to adjacent units with the order. Okay. Let's just hire. Oh, both adjacent units with order. Stray Slinger. Move 3 cards. Zeal. Okay. Move 3 cards to the other row on their side. Anywhere units damaged by 4. It's an order instead of just an on play. Holy crow. Does it cost a charge? It must cost a charge. That's much better. And 4 damage instead of 2. I must have it. Strays calculate mark unit every turn start damage by 2. When it is destroyed, mark a new random enemy. Strays a Spalla. Deploy. Damage unit by 5. If it's on a row with fire, damage all units on it by 5. It's really good with the bombers. Enables you to recruit new combat units to the combat tank. So Regiment Drummer Plus. Play the top unit from your deck. If it was a blitz unit, repeat this ability. Whoa. Lyrian Cavalry. Play a copy of this unit from your deck. Whenever... Okay. That's loyal ability. Grey Rider Plus. After a different ally is played from hand or moved to the other row, move next to it and boost it by 3. Trading Post enables you to trade gold for wood or recruits, as well as for wood or gold. As well as wood for gold. Well, that'll be pretty helpful, I think. Okay. Workshop. What do you got here? Workshop 4. Oh, Pitfall Plus. Yes, I love it. 3 instead of 2 damage. Crushing Trap. Set the power of each unit on the road to the average of the road's total power. If the average is 3 or below, destroy all units. Rivian Onager. Order. Damage an enemy by 3. 2 charges. Whenever an ally is destroyed, gain 1 charge. Alchemist Laboratory. Alchemist Plus. Set a unit's power equals the unit to its left. So it has Zeal. Oh, it's an order instead of being played immediately. They have higher power as well. Stray's Infiltrator. Plus. Higher power. And after 2 turns on turn start, boost this unit by the combined power of adjacent units, then move to the other side. So it's both units. Horse Thief. Restraint. Deploy. Mark a unit after 3 turns on turn start. Switch its power with this unit's power. Engineer's Drafting Desk. Okay. War Wagon Plus. Wagenberg Plus. Zeal. Order. Damage all units. Gain 1 armor whenever a card appears on this row. So the only difference is that it starts with 2 armor and it has Zeal, I think. Mantlet. Deploy. Mark an ally. When it is destroyed, move it to hand instead of graveyard. Then destroy self. Or choose Adept Plus. Choose a bronze ally in your hand or on the battlefield and add 2 copies of it to your deck. Then boost all copies of the unit in hand and on the battlefield by 2. Well, that's good. Okay, so I'm not gonna bother with the recruit cap stuff until I'm actually having recruit problems at this point, because those upgrades are all really good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the trading post. That'll be more flexible in what I build. So the first, yeah. So first I need to get that, and then get my trading post. And then with what I have left over, I wouldn't mind having Stray Slinger Plus. Do I have enough for that? I do. And Stray's Espala would also be good. Pitfall Trap Plus would also be good. But I think the Slingers are better. Okay. Alright. What do I have left? I should maybe get that next. Each unit gains 1 armor at the start of battle. Sweet. Look at my beautiful camp. Where's this trading post? So how's this work? Cool. Reports. 2 reports. Gotta read twice. Letter from Captain Tobias. Your Majesty, as promised, I am reporting to you on the situation in Lyria and Rivia. Your son is king in name only. True power is held by Count Caldwell and General Ape Dahi. From what I hear, both lust for soul control. Thus, conflict between them is inevitable. Soon, Nilfgaard will start expelling peasants from the best lands of Lyria and Rivia, importing their own settlers to replace them. Willem tries to delay the process, but General Ape Dahi will not relent. Our prayers to your success, milady. Captain Tobias. Report, Mahakam. Situation, Mahakam. Stable. Unchanged for centuries. No evidence of internal opposition, open or covert. Power in Mahakam held by Elder-in-Chief Bruver Hoog, ruling on behalf of clans. Warning, Hoog, extremely difficult negotiation partner. Tiresome to get him to sit down to talks. Deathly wearying to convince him to make even minor compromises. Only values good of Mahakam and its inhabitants. Appeals to anything else lead nowhere. During present war, Mahakam maintains strict neutrality. Trades with both Nilfgaard and Northern Realms. Back, I say. We'll go to the mess tent next. So many conversations. You know what? I'm gonna get some water going. Oh, look, it's Knickers. I never noticed Knickers there before. Let's see what people gotta say.
Isbel? Apologies. Thoughts consume me sometimes. Is there something you need?
Since we left Edirn, you've seemed unsettled. Is all in order?
I've seen many wars in my time. All ugly, all repulsive. But what the Imperials did at Aldersburg was... it was unforgivable.
Nilfgaard. That's what it does, Isbel. They seek here to repeat the rape of Sintra, the slaughter there.
Yes, I saw that. I was there. And at Sodden.
Then you know of what they're capable.
After Sodden, I took an oath never to take part in another war. Such suffering, such hatred, senseless, all those deaths.
Senseless deaths. Our troops sacrificed their lives in defense of their homeland, loved ones.
I must believe there's a better way. Forgive me, Mom. I must gather my thoughts. Never mind about me, though. I shall perform my duties to my utmost, as ever, as always.
You speak with my soldiers a good deal. Said so yourself. I'd like to know what about.
Corporal Larkin, Mom. Do you know him? Captain Oisin, perhaps? Or Lieutenant Tegan?
Of course I know them. Among my best. They've served me loyally for years.
You know them. But did you know that in fleeing Lyria, the corporal left behind a newborn daughter? His wife was in confinement when you gave the order to march. The corporal could not go to see them. And true, the captain has no wife, no child. But he's not seen his brother in 5 years. Never once been granted leave. Your General Odo's orders always taking precedence.
Allow me to guess. You shall now tell me Tegan abandoned his sick mother to follow me.
No, Ma'am. Count Caldwell's men murdered the lieutenant's kin. Retaliation for his joining your rebellion. He learned of this just recently.
Enough. You've made your point. Yet even were I to order them to return, they wouldn't listen. They know they've got nothing to go home to while Nilfgaard occupies our land. Duty calls. I must go.
Of course. Should you need me, I'll be here.
Yes, Your Grace?
How go things, Reynard? You and Gascon get along now, I hope.
Well, you might say we've established a certain rapport, Your Grace.
Tell me more, friend.
I don't pry into his affairs, nor he into mine.
I'd prefer it if my commanders worked together more closely.
Your Grace, the man's a brigand.
Oh, Reynard. He was a brigand.
I must disagree, I fear. Yes, he stopped thieving for now, but only because it's convenient, so to speak. Gascon isn't a changed man. He still hasn't an ounce of honor, dignity.
Yet he has a unit of armed men, without which we'd be much worse off. Might not even have survived.
Agreed. The Strays are excellent fighters. I'd be the first to admit it. I only fear they might turn on us. Leap at our throats when we least expect it.
It's time I attended to other matters.
Hey-ho, how's my favourite queen in the north?
You and Reynard, do you get along?
Like a cat and a hound. Get it? 'Cause they call me...
Yes, yes, your jests are easily understood. Far more difficult to enjoy.
That's probably true, in your royal high and mightiness's case.
Will you answer my question?
We get along because we must. Though it'd be far easier if he pulled the lance from his arse.
Haven't heard a truer word in a long while.
What was that?
Nothing, nothing. It's time I attended to other matters. Farewell.
Yes, milady?
You choose not to follow your king, Xavier. Why?
To fight in the field, with you. This was my wish, my lady.
I thought it was, so apparently Professor Xavier from the X-Men is Professor Xavier? I learned something.
But what of your home? Rosberg must be rebuilt. Engineers are needed.
Assuming this game can be trusted.
I have no kin in Rosberg. No soul left for me there. All I've left is revenge.
I understand. Other matters await my attention. We shall speak later.
As you wish, my lady.
Your Grace, I need to speak with your quartermaster. Excuse my Elvish, but I can't drink that goat's piss he serves in the mess.
Reynard's doing, no doubt. He doesn't like the men to drink too much.
To be blunt, ma'am, what Reynard himself needs is to get good and bloated for once in his stiff life. So, I have a proposal for you. A shipment of the best dwarven mead and lager. I can arrange for you to arrive. Trust me, the men's morale's nae like to be a problem when they pour a bit of fire in their guts.
Alright.
Good point. Very well.
Oh, give my thanks, dear Queen. A few more days of that and I'd have been lapping up puddle water.
I trust you'll arrange the details.
Of course, no worries. You dinna ken how happy a dwarf you've made me. Ah, right. And the men too, of course.
You're a Zigrin, are you not? I know the name. One of your clan slew the dragon Ockfist.
Aye. You're thinking of Yarpen. Cousin of my cousin. Left Mahakam when I was but a wee snot. Decent enough dwarf, but never could conform to our basic tenets and laws. Though, admittedly, we've so damn many it's hard to keep them from leaking out your ears.
Is it that bad?
I'll put it this way. Among human folk, you cannae steal, brawl, murder. All the basics. In Mahakam, we've got laws about how to braid our beards. But I'm no one to complain. The Zilgrins are well-to-do, one of the richer clans. Got more than enough goods to suit our needs. Though, we've got some bads as well.
What do you mean?
Bah! Nae worth your time. I didn't mean to bother you. Sides, best to jabber of such things over a cold pint. Or keg?
You're elder. I'd like to know more. Do tell me about him, please.
One tough whoreson, Brewer. Stubborn as an old goat, as you'll soon see for yourself. All in all, though, he's nae as scary as some say. Been keeping the clans in check for some 2 centuries now. Which is nae a small feat, I might add, no.
No conflicts between them all this time. Are you certain?
Ha! Ha! I can't tell if you're jesting. At each other's throats each day they are. Breckenrigs despise the Chives. Dalbergs would scratch out the Hoog's eyes given half the chance. As for us, we hate them arse-licking foxes. But Brewer's got his ways, keeps each yen in line. If not for him, Mahakam would have fallen to bits ages past.
Why?
Round 150 years ago, when the elves were fighting that hopeless war against your folk, the Elder-in-Chief ordered the pass to Mahakam sealed tight. If it weren't for that, we'd have ended up like the pointy ears. As it was, we waited for the shite storm to abate. Didn't open the pass and stretch your legs again till it were safe.
Yes, I remember. The manufacturers in Rivia have yet to recover.
With all due respect, Your Grace, your workshops forge utter crap. It's not your fault that human folk prefer dwarven goods. Basic market principles, that's all it is.
I feel enlightened, Gabor. Thank you. We shall return to this conversation later.
No skin off my back. We seeing each other, Your Grace.
Done with that. I'm gonna go to the command tent and I have to modify my deck. Let's get rid of this bone talisman, since it's just, I don't know. Draw and play 2 blitz units from your deck. Do I have any blitz units in my deck? Scytheman? Scytheman. Oh, bomber reserve. Blitz units. Okay. Choose a card with the order and give it 1 charge. Charge 2. Well, he deserves to be in there now. Let's get rid of a Scytheman. What we got here? Gabor Zigrin, dwarf. Deploy, spawn and play Gabor. Left hook or Gabor bottomless pockets. Left hook. Damage a unit by 10. If it was destroyed, deal any remaining damage to another unit. Deploy, play 1 trinket from your deck. Are these trinkets? These are trinkets, aren't they? That's weird. Okay. Reynard. I want Reynard back in my deck. I should get rid of one Alchemist. Alright. Good enough for me. That Lyrian Merlot is starting to look worse now that I don't have Alchemist or Scytheman. Okay. Exit camp. Hooah! Hooah! Ah, alright. Well, I'm a little disappointed that I'm not forced into any changes with my deck. Like if the how I would have liked to the game have been done, since it appears that we don't play as multiple factions throughout the campaign. It would have been good if you had like a core deck that you modified as that when you bought cards in your camp, you could use those to modify your core deck. And throughout the game, your core deck would change depending on who your allies are throughout that chapter of the game. Would have added a little more variety as to the type of strategies or gameplay you would have to employ.